Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hear this? Somebody hit the lights so we can rock it day and night. People getting down, that's
Hey,
hey,
hit it, Michelle. Hit it. No, let's do more questions. I'll let Christina do it.
Yes, let Christina do it. But we are turned up, you guys. Yes, all the way. Are you guys feeling turned up today? The song is so fitting, though, because we are talking about Christina Milian Turned Up.
Yes, we are.
This is so awesome. Okay, so I am your host, Robin Ayers, and joining me today are our co-hosts.
Hello, I'm Francesca.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Michelle Renee.
And it's English Cleveland.
And we are so excited to break down tonight's episode of Meet the Milians.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so it actually is a great starting title, right? Because let's talk about the Milians. Let's break them all down real quick. What did you guys think overall about the show? Is it going to be good this season?
Sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt you, but we kind of discussed this a little bit while we were watching, that it's really similar to the Kardashians.
Yes.
You've got the momager, you've got the three really hot sisters.
Yes.
You've got a show that is on E. You've got Scott in the form of Richard.
Yeah.
A baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drama. But I don't want people to kind of like compare it to the Kardashians, because I feel like once people start doing that, it might be problematic for this show, just because the Kardashians is already such a powerful brand. I want to see this show kind of like create its own situation.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think it can definitely do that.
I agree. You guys think so too?
Yeah. It was good to finally see a family on television. I think outside of the Kardashians is every single time we see like, a family on television, it's always horrible. It's always airing like dirty laundry. It's good to see like people of like ethnic, and then they're beautiful, and their family, they all have drama just like we do.
Sure do. Oh my gosh.
We get to see like a lot of drama.
Yeah.
We get to see a lot of just crazy, but it's real. We all experience, we all have families.
Yeah.
And we get to see that even though the cameras are rolling, they don't really care.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing.
I like how diverse everyone is. Like every sister has, you have sisters converting to Judaism, which is like crazy.
Yeah.
One going through the stuff with her husband, and then Christina trying to rebrand herself.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, let's talk about Christina, because
Okay, she's the main woman.
yeah, it's about Christina Milian. So what I thought was pretty interesting was just the fact that she's in this whole rebellious state right now, and I
Like
know
her
she's
song.
yeah. Oh, but did you guys like that song? The song was actually really cool. So Christina put that out like as a
second
single.
one?
The Rebel song.
Yeah,
Is
that one I
the
liked.
song
I liked
she
that one.
performed with Lil Wayne at the awards?
That was not the song.
Oh, it was not the song.
That
Okay.
song was like Light a Fire or something like that.
But it was
which
still very
cute.
rebellious.
Yes,
song.
yes.
Okay.
It goes with the whole theme of what's going on right now.
Right. So I guess we get a chance to see like a little bit background for people that haven't really followed her career. We get to see that she was on Disney Channel as an actress, and she was super cute and little. And she's still tiny. But just to see her really cute and little, and see how their family, the dynamic of her mom having to be on the road and her being the star, and the family kind of being left behind with, they don't have their father. We get to see she was on Dancing with the Stars. She was on The Voice. And now she's signed to Lil Wayne's label. So
yeah, and I think it's actually pretty interesting because, again, like for people who don't really follow her career or just don't know who she was in the past, we all think or maybe thought that she was just so innocent. She's really cute, right? She's so she's
cute.
beautiful as a woman, but she grew up being cute. And so what was actually the movie that she had did with Nick?
Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Love
Don't
One
Cost
of my
a Thing.
favorite movies. I own that
Of
copy
all
of that.
time, but what she represented to so many women and like, well, well, girls probably at the time and guys, was she was the cute girl that everybody wanted to be friends with, and then she was like the cute girl that everybody wanted to date, right?
Yeah.
So like we grew up with her, you know, watching her in the limelight as the cute, innocent Christina Milian, and now she is turning it up. Like it's so hot. Like we saw her initially go to Fashion Week was it? And so she's trying to like discover her new fashions, and I thought it was kind of hot. What you guys think about the fashion that she was choosing?
That little outfit was really cute. I won't lie.
I have a question logistically about, okay, I know there's been all this drama in the media about Lil Wayne and his record label and him not being able to release an album, or what exactly is going on with that? Because is that drama affecting her releasing an album if she's on his record, or what? I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here. I really don't know the answer.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you think about the grand scheme of things, do you think that right now she's really worried about releasing an album or being with her man who's, you know, it's like kind of like you get comfortable when you're working with someone that you love and you care for, that it's kind of like, okay, like,
but,
you know.
But how to capitalize on an opportunity like this is to, when you have a show, to get your album out as quickly as you can around the show.
If they're having record label issues, then
But see, she actually just addressed this on TMZ Live, thanks TMZ. She was saying how the two are actually totally different entities. So she's actually signed to Lil Wayne and
not Cash Money,
right? But I think it's a they're in conjunction with one another. But like her relationship is more so with Lil Wayne as far as like, you know, artistically.
Right.
So I don't think she has to worry about that. I mean, it still sucks though, having to you know, you're dealing with, or you're with somebody who's going through that drama, you know, and that's the industry you're in, so it still kind of sucks.
I think too, at the same time though, like if she takes her time to put it out, it's good, because she hasn't had an album in a really long time.
Yeah.
So I hope that she can really make some really great stuff, so when she puts out her album, it's gonna be like,
I agree.
And too, I just kind of feel like right now, okay, we've seen her go through divorce. We know how always divorced women, they like completely want to turn opposite of exactly like what they were with that guy. Like, he loved this about me, I'm going to completely be a different person. Yeah. And that's kind of the aspect that I got. Like, she's divorced and she's like, I'm a big girl. I'm tired of my mom kind of being on my back. I'm tired of being married. Now what I'm going to do is I want to be single. I have a kid now, so that I have to obviously have responsibility of. But I want to get my nipples pierced. I want to shave the back of my head. I want to date the craziest rapper alive. Yeah. And I just want to like have the craziest relationship, like Bonnie and Clyde. And I don't care.
And I love that though. I love that, because she gives these other women who have maybe been in the same position as her, like hope. Like, you know what I'm saying? You look at somebody like that and you're like, go girl, you're rooting for her. I'm rooting for her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's being rebellious, but I love it, because if you think about it, this is sort of like her last go round in the entertainment industry, like with the records or, you know, whatever. She's got to do it right now. So she's sort of pressing the envelope, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like, you know, when they call you like, okay, we need you on Dancing with the Stars. Not to say like that's like an in show for like celebrities, but they always give it to people that have a little bit more time on their hands, that they're not juggling as much, that they can make a commitment to be on a show. She was offered that. Yeah. And she really hasn't came out with anything to really brand herself. I mean, now she's been with Lil Wayne. We've heard all these like fantastic things, like a fashion line, a hookah pen line,
her wine, her wines,
wines, like stuff like that. So maybe it is good just to bring a little bit more of creativity outside of her.
Yeah, I mean, and speaking of that, actually, you could actually think about it in the opposite way, like. You know how you said that they call people who might be going downward on their career or whatever, but it could be like, we're reintroducing you, and so which is one of the things that I think Dancing with the Stars had done for her. Like, just to be seen on TV, you're relevant again.
And she did a good job.
Yeah,
she did really.
She
well.
really did. Yeah. I hope you guys voted. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Carmen Milian real quick.
Okay,
Carmen deserves a segment on this show. She's holding it down. I gotta shout you out, Carmen, because what I love about her is that she really is the rock when everybody else around her is emotional. She knows how to keep her cool. I noticed that on when she's sitting down at Bezos' restaurant and she's talking with Danielle. Danielle, I'm so sorry, baby. She was crying and she was just an emotional wreck. And Carmen's like, but it'll be okay. Just relaxing. You know, I'm like, how can she keep so cool when her baby is crying?
Right.
So, I mean, it's just one of the things I love.
It's like been there, done that kind of experience. She's been through more than any of these girls could go through, like a cheating man left for the mistress and all that stuff we get to hear about. She's like, girl, wipe those tears, you'll get over it. Look at me, I'm still here. So
exactly, because she's been through a lot. Have you guys heard of Carmen outside of the show?
I didn't know.
You didn't?
I feel like I've been on her Instagram.
Okay.
Like trolling 2 a.m. can't sleep. You know how
that's the usual thing you do at night. Yeah.
And I don't recall anything that I saw. I see she always has the kids, and she's like a really great grandmother.
Yeah.
I don't think I can remember anything else. Does she?
What I'm curious. Oh, what do I know? I'm curious because I'm wondering what people thought of Carmen before they saw Carmen on the show. Because on the show, she's really endearing. She's really endearing in real life. Let me just say that. But I'm saying her reputation at the same time is that she doesn't play. She's really about her family. Like she said, she protects her family by all means necessary. And so I think the reputation that she had outside of the show was like, okay, Carmen doesn't play. She's like a bulldog, you know? But on the show, she's really endearing.
But if you think about it, I mean, she's really had to give up to gain. Like, she had to give up taking care of all of her daughters to actually be a manager to make sure no one else is taking control over her daughter like she can. And it's kind of like her other daughters were, like they said, they fend for themselves. So at this point, she has to be a bulldog.
That's true.
It's like kind of like sidebar, I guess. Like, who was taking care of the younger sisters then?
I don't know, Robin. Robin fans. Robin is friends with them, so a lot of juicy news and gossip and family drama. We're gonna get it from Robin.
Whenever we don't know something, we just all turn and look at Robin.
Like, turn that way. I don't know.
Well, Danielle said she had to take care of Lizzie, the younger one. So I'm
sure
assuming they weren't home alone.
Yeah, they actually have great family. Like you know that, and like that whole Cuban, loyalty type
family
of
is
thing.
very important.
It's really important for them. But great question. I'll try to see what I can do to find some information out.
Who raised you?
I gotta go back next week and let them know who raised you. But they actually all did a really good job. I'm fans of Lizzie and Danielle. I'm loving. We're gonna talk about Danielle in a little bit, but let's talk about Lizzie because she's so cute. If you guys notice, this is a little side note. She's got the little Joker mouth. I always make fun of her because her mouth is like really, really cute. It's like distinctive Joker mouth. I just wanted to say she's so cute. I really love Lizzie. But she is converting, right?
I think that
Jewish
Judaism. Yeah, I thought that was so funny that Christina even called her out on it. Like, you were a surfer, you were this, and you were this. And I was thinking the same thing because she said my ex was Jewish and now I'm converting, but she's not with him anymore. So why is she going through with this? And if she's gonna meet someone else, what if they're like, Christian? What is she gonna? I think it's a big thing.
I was under the impression that perhaps she started when they were together and then they broke up and she just fell in love with the religion.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, because it's a long process.
Yeah.
And it's not a guarantee that they're going to say, okay, you can be one of us
right
now.
That's true.
Like, she's like, I have to keep going at this point. I can't give up. Because then imagine if she gives up and then she meets another Jewish guy and he's like, can you convert? Again, she's like,
oh, man.
No one wants to help me. I gave up at this point. So,
Would you guys convert for a boyfriend?
I don't know that it was for a boyfriend, though. I think she just became passionate about it, like, as she was dating him, and I don't know. I'm just saying, that's kind of what it seemed like to me.
But would you convert?
Not for anybody.
Okay.
I wouldn't
either. If
I
was interested in, in what it was, like whatever the religion was, maybe I would, but not for anybody. No.
Would you convert, Michelle? If he was like, okay, ladies, let's think about it. Let's get turned up for a second.
Okay.
I would have to, like everyone else has mentioned, I would have to actually do the research on the religion. And I mean, Kyle from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she converted to Judaism for her husband.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Judaism and Christianity, they're not that far off, I guess.
Really?
So, if I started studying Judaism and I was like, okay,
so you would
then I would convert, maybe.
Okay, so if the guy was like amazing. Like, if he was just like best body, had all the money in the world, gave you like everything you could ever imagine, like was great in bed, like just everything added up, and he was honest, and guess what? He was loyal, and his mom likes
Is there a
him.
butt coming?
But you would have to convert.
I mean,
what?
play devil's advocate,
To
but then he's not the
Judaism.
perfect person for you.
Yeah, but that's the only thing.
Just to play devil's advocate.
Okay, but that's the only thing.
Okay, what if I could see that if you were not attached to anything already. Like, say if you were just a Christian and hardcore Christian, converting is like, I don't care who, how fine, how, whatever you are.
Yeah.
That doesn't
That's
make
hard.
sense. But what if you were lost?
Yeah.
Then now you're found. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, now
He
you're
works
A
in
found.
lot of
mysterious
other
ways.
things on
Yes.
the checklist.
But the point I actually wanted to make about her converting, and because how you said Christina mentioned, like, she put her on blast about the other boyfriend, it tells me that these Milian girls love really hard. Like, look at all of their situations. They love really, really hard.
Yeah, I mean, definitely with their Latin background, like passion, especially Cubans,
Loyalty.
especially like Caribbean passion.
Yeah.
Yeah, very passionate, very family, very like love. I don't know. Have you guys ever had a friend that's kind of like, okay, my boyfriend is loves basketball. I love basketball.
Of course, yes. You kind of
Yeah.
have to go along with it. You know, at the end of the day, you kind of, what it is kind of falling in love with the things that he has fallen in love with, rather than like, I'm going to go play basketball. No, like, you can watch basketball because he likes it.
But that's such a juxtaposition with her older sister Danielle, whose boyfriend likes all these, husband, likes all these sports, and she's
like,
not
no.
having it. So that's kind of interesting that Lizzie is so eager to, appease her boyfriends, and her older sister is like, no, I'm not for it.
but then they've got a kind of different kind of love. Like, it's a passionate relationship. It's tough love.
Yeah.
I
Love,
felt
hate.
bad because in every scene, just about Danielle was crying, and I'm like, oh my God, they have a really tumultuous relationship. So I'm excited to see how that unfolds in this season.
You're married, and I wanted to go back to a comment that they said the first 2 years are the worst. I think Carmen mentioned that to her. I thought the first beginning years were the honeymoon phase.
It's supposed to be bliss,
It's supposed
right?
to be, because that made me sad.
I heard after
As
the
somebody that's
honeymoon.
single, I was like, oh, I thought I was looking forward to getting married, but
Yeah. No, you should look forward to getting
Okay.
married. The reason why they say that is because you're literally meshing, like, boom, two lives together, and you have to mesh your lives together, two completely different backgrounds, and so getting used to that and compromising and all
like
that
now
stuff.
you know my social security number, and you can use it for whatever the heck you want.
Yes.
No, I mean, just like all the things, like no, but like all the little things that it's like I've given my life to someone else now.
Yes.
Like I can't run away and just say go home. Like you live here.
Yeah. Okay. So all of you are single.
I have a boyfriend. I mean, we've been together for almost 4 years.
Okay.
And so,
Is it gonna be time soon?
yeah.
Okay.
So you better speak
I'm going to be
for
in the
me,
wedding.
girl.
I'm the flower girl.
Right.
The flower girl.
No, I mean, yeah, and it's a long distance relationship, so it's kind of like we've had a lot of issues. Let me say, like that arguing. Oh, I can do better. So I just feel like now, it's definitely time. Would I convert? No, I would never. God, thank God he's a Christian. I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
It's gonna be different.
And especially, and I was just talking to my girlfriend on the way here, it's gonna be really hard too when he moves here. I'm like, you're gonna have your own place, I'm gonna have my own place, because I want to like you. I don't want to have to be forced to like you. And I live alone. It's just me and my dog. I love it. I don't want to have to wake up to you every morning, and I don't want to see your stuff. But I mean, gradually we'll work there.
That's good, because you both are kind of going to be coming in maybe like baggage lists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be like boom, because what it seems like Danielle and Richard, what was going on with them is that they had a lot of things going on. Like they're only a year into the relationship and they have a brand new baby. Naomi is so cute, by the way. But that's a difficult thing to do. So she's yeah, I know. She
has a previous child.
And she has a previous
How old
child.
is the older?
I want to say maybe 5 or something. Okay. 5, about that. But yeah, so that's a lot, and she's like hormonal, so they got all the good stuff. Yeah.
So are we gonna move on to them now?
We're gonna pray for y'all.
Let's join hands.
We're gonna pray for
everybody join hands real quick, and we're gonna say a quick prayer for Danielle and Richard. We got y'all back, okay? Because I believe in love. All right, so Danielle and Richard, we got y'all.
Amen.
Bless the union. Amen.
So with Danielle, we see a little bit about her background. She's a hairstylist. She's also the middle sister. I'm a middle child, so I cry all the time too. I always feel like things are unfair, so I feel you, girl. I'm like, I can't be the oldest, I can't be the youngest, I'm in the middle, you guys treat me horrible. Like, no one likes the middle. It's like either black or white. Gray. But
at the same time,
to
that point, she was sort of like the older child. Because Christina had to go, on the road and stuff like that.
But that's, oh my gosh, we're like sisters. Listen, I was the first girl. So, hey, I was like the mother, 2 older brothers. So, hey, we're like the same role.
Yeah.
What else about her? She traveled with Christina and she went on tour and stuff. I know it has to be really hard to kind of be like around her and not be jealous.
Because, be around Christina and not be jealous?
Yeah, as the sisters.
What I don't like is that if you notice, their lower thirds say Danielle, Christina's sister. And I don't know if that's going to change as we get more episodes under our belt and the audience is familiar with them. But I don't know. I feel like their characters can stand. They're more than that.
Stand alone.
Their characters are very strong. So definitely.
So that's something I noticed.
All right, but let me just say this real quick. Okay. Let me just say this. But no, coming from a production standpoint, if you're meeting the Milians, don't you kind of have to say, like, if I just came in like 20 minutes late and I'm watching the episode.
And you're wondering who's who.
Yeah. You have to kind of say Danielle's or Christina's sister, right?
Yeah, I think it totally worked for the first episode, but
second episode, it needs to quit.
If it continues the entire season, if I were them, I would like my own title.
Because they don't, not to go again compare to the Kardashians, but they don't do that on the Kardashians. However, though, I do appreciate them putting the names because I feel like Danielle and Lizzie just look so much alike.
They do look alike.
Sure they're not twins?
I don't think. No.
What is there a brother? Is there a long lost brother somewhere? Because all of them are so gorgeous, and if I could just have a baby that looks like them, maybe I don't know. They have a brother somewhere.
That would
brother.
be really good for you.
He would be really fine. If
he
they
would
had
be
a
really
brother.
fine.
Yeah, he would be.
Maybe they have a cousin you can have. Look, Michelle Milian. Eminem. There you go.
That's good. But funny. What I was going to say is Lizzie, she made that comment, if you guys remember. She was like, in the real world, kind of, I'm known as Christina Milian's sister, but in her new religion, she stands alone. So that probably is like a point of contention for all of them, maybe at some point, just dealing with, their sister's stardom and everything like that. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, and if you think about it, I mean, Christina made a comment as well. She was the breadwinner of the family.
Right.
So it's kind of like you can't hate the hand or bite the hand that feeds you a little bit. It's like I kind of have to like you because like she said, she helped pay for her school. Yes. She wants this food truck. She's a chef, and so she's wanting to further her career. Her sister has helped, and I know it has to have like a crazy dynamic because it's like I need you to help me financially, but I'm mad at you as a sister. Mom's gonna always choose your side because she's getting 20% or 30%. So it's like a lot of things that you have to like disregard, regard, and then cut off, and it's family too.
That's a great point. Yeah, they have. I would I really don't know. I mean, you guys probably all like Robin. But I don't know. I would think though that maybe they never wanted stardom. Maybe they never wanted that type of thing. Because Lizzie, she went to culinary school. Her love is food. Maybe it has nothing to do with stardom, and Danielle has a love for hair. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe they never really looked at Christina like, oh, we're jealous of you or, anything like that. Maybe it was just kind of what it was. Maybe the only resentment that they have is just the fact that their mom had to go out and tend to her needs when she was on the road.
Yeah, I don't know. I agree. I don't know if they're necessarily jealous, probably, but I would say maybe they resent the fact that they're in her shadow a little bit, and like you said, resent the fact that the mom like left them.
Yeah, somebody said that.
And their livelihood depends on her too. So it's like I hate you, but I can't punch you because you have to get on stage tomorrow and sing because I need my bills paid.
Right, and we see for the preview for the next episode, she wants a food truck.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like, hey, Christina.
Yeah.
The question that I have, I'm sorry, go ahead, English.
And then we also see, like, in the grand scheme preview that they get into, and she's like, well, you pay your own bills.
Oh, yeah,
so it's kind of crazy to see, like, if they always get in fights, like, to bring up financial.
Money
and it's kind of like when that gets involved, it's really hard.
I'm sure it is really hard, because you know who talked about it?
Who?
Oprah.
Yeah,
Oprah always talks about, like, when you make it and you're the one in your family who makes it, you become that person. The financial bank is what she calls it. Like, I forgot what exactly she calls it, but she talks about it all the time. And I'm sure everyone who's made it in their family has to deal with some form of this.
Yeah.
But the question that I had was, how long does that, how long does Christina have to maybe, like, foot the bill for the family?
Right.
Like,
especially if they're so used to always depending on her. And in her head, she's like, I need to get this show. I need to help my mom. Everyone, like, just as family, it's always bouncing off. I want to do this. My dream is this. And knowing as a breadwinner in the back of your head, I want to help my family quite naturally.
Yeah.
And so just having that, like, and then knowing your family's depending on you, but you hate your sister right now.
Well, I think the silver lining might be if she's able to help her sisters, for instance, start a food truck, then she helps them initially, but her sister would be bringing in her own money.
Yes.
But when is enough? Because what if she's like, now I want a nail salon?
I mean, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, I think that's, I don't know. And just like with her other sister, Danielle, like, okay, well, I have this platform of like going on stage and performing. So like you can come do our hair. Like I'm sure the other artists like paid her to do that. So I think that she does have the ability to like help them kind of become dependent.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that actually maybe has even happened, but it's sort of, as much as Christina loves her sisters, and maybe she even feels like she has to sort of overcompensate because she wasn't there and make up for, the fact that Carmen wasn't there.
And their father. Usually
yes.
a father is supposed to take over that role.
Yeah.
And with him being in his situation, it kind of makes it like, I'm sorry, like you're making up for the people that have kind of screwed up. So
Yeah.
And I mean, they're on the show now, so they'll be getting a paycheck from me.
Yes.
So
Amen
it's like,
to the
didn't
show.
you
maybe
cash
they
your
can
check
start,
from me?
maybe
Don't
they
call
can
me.
start branding themselves
got your check too,
individually.
man.
And,
Well, here's actually an interesting point. The fact that Danielle is married, he's, as a man, as a husband, you want to take care of your family. You don't want anyone to contribute, because I wonder if he feels like if Christina does contribute financially, if that takes away anywhere from his manhood or, that feeling of being a man. What do you think? I don't know.
Well, I mean, if I was Christina, I'd be like, when you married, that you guys better figure that situation out on your own. That I'm no longer the breadwinner for you. I carried you. You found someone that you fell in love with. He should be able to provide for you. So I'm really not in it anymore. You and your husband are gonna. Because I'm not gonna. Just because you married someone, I didn't marry him. So now I got to take care of you.
Yeah.
Then you guys decided to make a baby. Then I got to take care of your baby too.
he probably has his own coin.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I was Christina, I would definitely, if she even remotely came to me asking me for anything, that would be my response.
I agree, though. I think that they actually did live on their own, and they were away and away from the family, and he was holding it down. So
Good.
what's up, Richard?
Hey,
hold it down for your
Good.
family.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
She had a nice wedding ring on.
Yeah.
So we don't know what he does, but
I didn't peep the ring.
she had it on only in one scene. She had it on the whole time. But
That's why I didn't
when she
see
had
it.
it on, I was looking. Okay.
Okay, balling.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
you
Okay,
straight.
you got
Your
a little bit of
coin
coins. So yeah, I think he probably we'll have to like look that up maybe and try to determine what he does.
I think he's doing something.
No, that's
good.
what I'm saying. We want to look up his profession and see like what he does.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, Richard, let's talk about Richard real quick because he's actually an interesting character. We laughed a lot watching Richard because he's pretty funny. And I don't know. Of course, the comparison is going to go along with Scott. Because they are a little bit similar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Scott's very eccentric, I guess you could say. We don't know too much about Richard yet because it's still like, the first episode. But I feel like they definitely do parallel. I mean, you gotta feel outnumbered when there's 3 women or 4. You gotta count the mom, kind of there, especially if they're very family oriented and always around each other. Like I would definitely, like he said at the party, like, okay, well they left me out. Yeah, So.
Yeah, Carmen made a great point, though. She said for any man to come into the Milian family, we are some strong women. So it actually says a lot about Richard. I'm rooting for Richard to go handle. I mean, Danielle already seems like, boom. You know what I mean?
Well, he said, who else is going to deal with her crazy?
He said, but me. You know,
right?
So, and then Carmen, you know what I mean? Like, you really have to deal with some sisters. So I actually appreciated the fact that Christina gave him that little pep talk, like, hang in there. You know what I mean? So I'm rooting for Richard. I don't know about you guys.
Definitely.
Speaking of that pep talk, what? I mean, I didn't follow the story about the wedding.
About Christina's wedding.
Christina's wedding. I mean, I got that her sister and mom left, but I just was like, she's leaving out some stuff. She just
obviously
jumped.
they got into an argument.
Yeah, but she was like, I was there, and like I was pregnant, and like I just got into an argument, and then
they left. She told them she doesn't
what was
want
the
them
argument about?
She's not going to tell us.
Why not? This is a reality show. I want the realness.
Yeah, because
what was the argument about that you're going to leave my wedding?
No, because listen, then a whole 10 episodes are going to be her mom's side of the argument, her sister's side of the argument, and Christina's side of the argument. And they're never going to add up. No one's ever going to come together and be like, yeah, okay, this kumbaya, we all agree.
I'm sure I wasn't the only person watching that was like, I wonder what they got into an argument about.
I don't know, but she touched on it. She said that, I mean, she went through a lot of hell with her family and not, whatever was going on with her ex, she went through a lot. Yeah. But,
that's what I gathered, that maybe they didn't want her to marry him or something, like along those lines. But I'm just jumping to conclusions. So
pregnant in another country. I mean, that's a lot for.
But yeah,
sounds like a reality TV.
That was my only question. Like, what happened?
Hey, we could have a whole show on that. I mean, maybe we have Christina in and she talks about exactly what happened in that argument. No, we won't talk about that. If Christina comes in, we gonna really make you.
I know weddings are a tense time, though. I wouldn't. This has nothing to do with the show. When my sister got married, she got into an argument with my older sister and my mom too, and like threw her like wedding ring across the street into our neighbor's yard. So like,
gosh,
I can get it. I can understand that.
It's a stressful time.
Yeah, it's a stressful time. But I was just curious, like, I mean, what really went down?
Yeah, that's interesting though. Like, there's actually history of weddings. Like, I'm thinking immediately about Cynthia and Peter. Oh my gosh, like to hide the little wedding certificate.
Yes,
or marriage
her
certificate.
family did. Her parents. Or her mom and sister.
So maybe it's just a tense time, and you just.
I mean, there's a whole show, Bridezilla.
I was gonna say,
there's a whole reality show.
English
on
don't
it.
act like that.
What? I'm sorry.
In a few years.
All I know is that I want to be invited to the wedding.
Of course, everyone's invited.
Okay.
Christina, you're invited
singing "Drop It Low."
Christina, and Danielle, and Lizzie, and Carmen, right?
Yeah,
they're all invited.
And Richard, please, Richard. We'll have the game airing for you on every screen, so you ain't got to go home. We'll have nannies for the babies. And everything will be good.
I can see that. I love that. All right, so we love the family. We're rooting for the Milians. I'm really excited to see what's going to unfold, and I'm sure we all are. But I hear that somebody's got some news for us. Because did you hear something recently in the
AFTERBUZZ TV News?
Let us know, English. What's going on?
I don't know. I was just reading like I normally do, gossip, entertainment gossip, and I saw. I mean, obviously, everyone knows it's not a secret. Christina and Lil Wayne date. They're not private, even though she's saying she's private. They're very out in public, holding hands, performing at award shows together. And as we also know, Lil Wayne has a past with women, and he's kind of dated a lot of women in the industry. And a woman that he used to date by the name of Corinne Steffens, also known as...
That's a nice name.
Yeah.
I ain't saying it. Don't look at it.
And that's the name she gave herself,
That's her name,
not
yes.
me or
Yeah.
whoever. And she's gotten around in the industry as well. So a lot of things aren't credited, like credible sources for her, whatever she says. We have seen Lil Wayne and her in pictures and things also together. So there was kind of a fling with them. Mm-hmm. I love your face expression. You're like, I've heard that too. But Corinne gets in like a verb or a Instagram altercation with Christina. But they never really mentioned each other's names, but everyone kind of knew what it was going.
Sub-Instagram?
Yeah. Like someone's posting a picture of a street named Wayne. Okay, we get what that means.
Okay, that's what that was about.
Yeah. And so Corinne, I guess, writes a whole soliloquy about, I guess you feel like you're the one convicted. I never mentioned a name. So if the shoe fits, then blah, 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 blah. And Christina's basically taking the high road. Like, I'm living my life. People are going to always come for you, especially the exes. Something she kind of said in that kind of grand scheme of things. And so I think she just has to be prepared because, he's dated a lot of people at this point. And so you kind of have to be prepared for these women to get in their emotions, have their period or whatever they're going through, hormonal, and they're going to say something. So,
it's just tough in general being in the spotlight. I don't know how they do it. And was it Lizzie or Danielle said, they tear Christina down all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, especially girls, they get upset, they get bitter for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And they always go after the girl. They never deal with the guy. They always go after the girl.
Right. So, which is silly. And if you're trying to, the thing is, I think Corinne was trying to give her advice as far as, you don't need to date him. He's going to do the same thing he did to me. But you didn't really listen. You wouldn't have listened to the previous woman that dated him, too. Yeah.
Exactly.
So at this point, it's kind of you move on. And she's married. Corinne's married.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's another thing. If I was her husband, someone married her and I got a ring. But no, if I was her,
nobody married her, girl.
Right. Super. But if I was her husband, I would be like, why would you care about, this other woman who's dating your ex?
Yeah.
You're married. We're married.
It's move on. But, I didn't see that at all. I don't know anything about what was said and who responded or whatever. Mm-hmm. But Christina's been in the business so long that I'm sure she's had to deal with so much, not just in relationships, but, what she wears, what she's saying, what, So at this point, I love the way she handles media and social media. She's just whatever. I'm not going to pay you the time of day because, it's just not worth it, or maybe it just doesn't affect her the same. But I agree. It's okay, Corinne, the nice name. Move on. You know what I'm saying? I guess you said that she's trying to advise her, but we don't need the advice. Go and move freely on in your life and let Christina do whatever she's gonna do. She's catching a lot of heat.
I forgot. Sorry, this is really juicy too. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay, no.
Then Corinne, I guess she felt defeated and she wanted to be the bad BI. So she posted a picture of this girl in Lil Wayne's bed.
Oh, are you serious?
A recent picture of this girl in Lil Wayne's bed. Mm-hmm.
A recent picture?
Yeah.
She said it was old, I thought.
Oh.
The next day there was a comment that was this was an old picture. I got in my feelings, yada, yada, yada.
I didn't
somewhat of an apology.
Oh, I didn't.
It's all on Baller Alert. Shout out to Baller Alert. That's personally where I get all of my Black news and gossip from. Okay. So yeah, all of the screenshots are there, all of the comments. If
there's receipts, if you want to cash it in, get
there's
your change.
Receipts, there's tea, there's everything. Okay, well I have to check that out because dang, if she's posting pictures and stuff, that's a little shady. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was definitely in her feelings that time.
But the good thing about Christina, she has had a little bit of things for people to talk about, but you never really see her even turned up now. Mm-hmm. She's still kind of playing just a kind of role this is my life and I don't really have to invite you in. I'm only gonna, if I say something, it's inviting you in. So I might as well not say something. We saw her go through the divorce with the dream. and that was like crazy. And then he married someone like recent right after, and so we saw all that, but she bounced back, and she knows how to play, like you said, with the media. So,
and at the end of the day, every man, no matter how much of a dog he used to be in the past or how fired up he used to be dealing with different people, every man has to settle down, and it takes a bomb woman for him to like settle down, and that could be their situation now, because they are super cute. Like, they are really cute. I mean, they're really cute.
we
Do
are
you think we're
kind
gonna
of
see him on the show, y'all?
No. But we also
Why can't he be on the show?
That may not be good for his brand. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, if you're your own entity and he's his own, if we see you guys in pictures like paparazzi, but why would you have... That would cause way more drama.
I think they're really
It's a
about their
reality
subtlety.
show.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the subtlety
Is a
speaks
reality
louder.
show really reality?
I guess
We heard
not.
Danielle kept saying, "You're gonna do this in front of the cameras,"
I mean, like she said, she kind of likes to
Exactly.
keep it.
He was keeping it too real.
and she didn't
Cussing
want
out on
to.
camera.
Right. But also, another news and gossip thing. I don't know how I have so much news and gossip.
Yeah,
You better
please tell
turn that
us.
music back on. We also forgot Christina did go through another big
Nick
relationship. No, Jazz Prince.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What
And
up,
they
Jazz?
started that whole hookah line
She was
together,
engaged.
and she was engaged to him.
Yeah.
So, and she was very public with that relationship, and she was very in love, and then that ended. And wait, some kind of like business that Jazz was friends with Lil Wayne. So it's kind of like
that's-
juicy. You guys can dig for the bottom of the barrel on that, but that's all that I know.
It was juicy. That's all I got to say about that. It was juicy, but that's all
what
I'm
I'm
gonna say
saying.
about that. But you know what? Maybe that's why she learned from her last relationship or ships. Is to be a little bit more subtle, because like I said, I think it was really
Good point.
cute how she walked on the red carpet, and she knows the cameras are on, she knows she's mic'd up, and she's like, hey, like, they just asked about you. Like, that was cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be like, come on the show. The whole like insinuating that of course they're going on a date with she gets in the Maybach whatever car.
Yeah, we know that was you, Lil Wayne.
We know that he sent that car for her, but again, subtleties speak very loud. So I
Right.
like the way that they moving right now.
And she's saying, "I love you. Have a safe flight."
Honey.
You know, he's always taking trips and
That was
things,
cute.
riding in Maybachs. You better send me one.
Watch him.
So I don't know if you guys, if we can even have predictions on this show. Like, what do you think is
Well,
gonna...
we can. I mean,
Can
we
we?
see a little bit of what's going to happen. I mean,
And now, your
I'll go
AFTERBUZZ
last,
TV
'cause I don't have one.
predictions.
well, I mean, I predict that I just feel like, being a family on TV, it's going to be a lot of drama. Obviously, we know that. So mine is obvious prediction. You guys didn't know to just do obvious?
Everybody should have a prediction.
No, that's what I was gonna say. It looks like it's gonna be full of a lot of drama and a lot of juicy stuff to talk about. Absolutely.
Right. What do you think?
Okay, so my prediction is I think it is obvious. Like,
Yeah.
it's the drama, it's all that. But let me make a bigger prediction.
Okay.
Sorry, Kardashians, but I feel like the Milians are coming and they are about to wreck shop. I think that they're about to be the new sisters on the block, the new momager on the block. Carmen, Tina, Danielle,
With some
Lizzie,
flavor.
they are coming for you.
And guess what? They are
Kardashians.
turned up.
They are. I mean, they get me turned up. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Watching the show. So that's my prediction. Go ahead.
I'm
Michelle.
gonna agree. Oh, sorry.
No, go
No,
ahead.
no,
Go
Oh, no, I
ahead.
was gonna say I'm gonna agree.
Thinking up about predictions. So I don't even know
Because
what I'm
I do the after show for the Kardashians too, and what we talk about is like how much longer can the show keep going? They've kind of run their path already,
They
you know?
have, yeah.
So.
It's like it's time, y'all. It's time.
Yeah, is this their last season?
It should be. I mean,
No,
I'm not hating.
never. They'll
That
never
is
have
not
a last season.
But they always turn it into something
Like a spin-off,
Hamptons,
or yeah.
Like now we live in Seattle. And everyone hates us here. Let's just deal
but it's
with
like,
that.
how much longer can you do that? So like, let them take their empires and their gabillion trillion dollars and their businesses and let them go off and live and still be socialites and businesswomen and celebrities.
And they're having kids along the way, so it's like that's a reality
new-
show.
yeah, that's
It's
a
like
new
then the
generation.
kids can branch off and have their own show. Their mom's gonna be their manager. She's always gonna. I need to be friends with Kris
yes,
Kardashian
keeping up with the kid
and Carmen.
Kardashians.
Well, my prediction for you guys watching is that you can find all of your favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows on iTunes. And you can find our after show for Christina Milian Turned Up. You can find after shows for Heart of Dixie on Monday night. Any others, ladies?
Housewives of Atlanta tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
What else? What are you doing?
Kardashians when they start up again.
Okay.
And Power when it starts up again.
Yeah, so like, comment, tell us if you want us
Give
to
us
talk about
5
anything.
stars.
And yeah.
So where can we find you guys?
You guys can find me, as always, on Instagram at Pink English, as well as on Twitter, English Speaks.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee TV.
Yep. Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA. Also website, same name.
Ooh. And Instagram and Twitter for me is Robin Ayers, AYERS. Facebook, Robin Billion Ayers.
Oh,
Yes! Turn up!
Turned up.
So catch us next time on Christina Milian Turned Up After Show. Y'all, let's turn up.
Yes.
Turn up.
That was, but
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
the views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.